Yo, what's going on, fam? Dumelang, lekai, Tovera, Abusheni, Molweni, Ninjani, all of that, man. I get it to wake up fair, I'm sorry. I don't know how to greet in all 11 languages. What's going on, fam? It's a lovely Saturday, man. I'm just looking outside here, man. It's nice. Pulayana. Thinking about my plants, my herbs, they're growing, and I'm like, yeah, this is beautiful. It's planting season. It's planting season. It's raining, so it's time for us to plant. It's time for us to make sure the plants are receiving enough water and the universe is blessing us. So all blessings due to the Most High for taking care of us. So I feel let's talk about healing a little bit. But for me, see, healing, I don't look at it as one thing. I look at it as a holistic thing. Because I understand that there's not just one aspect of us. What's up? Who's joining me, man? What's up? Say what's up. Say hello so I know who you are. I don't look at healing from one thing. I look at healing as a holistic thing. Because I understand that our thoughts, our emotions, our physical body, and what we do with our life affect how we feel, affect whether we are healthy or sick. So let's talk about it for a second, right? To heal, you must unlearn. To heal yourself, you must unlearn. Sometimes the healing is something physical. It's not something physical. Although what we think, although what we think about most of the time ends up being how we feel, right? How we feel then ends up being a state, and then that can then keep us in a state of rigidity or state of freedom, right? How you watch your thoughts. If you're thinking negatively most of the time, you tense up, you don't breathe heavily, you don't take in a deep breath. But when you're relaxed, when you're in a state of comfort, then you take in deep breaths, you feel good, you're not so closed up. So the way you think affects the way you feel, and that affects your body, your entire body structure, your chemistry altogether. So it's very important that we look at healing from not just the physical aspect, because the body is the consequence of what we are thinking, right? The body responds to the thoughts that we think most of the time. So if we are not conscious of what we are thinking, then we cannot be conscious of how we are feeling, and that means that we're keeping the body out of balance. Then that creates a state of dis-ease all by itself. So to heal, we must unlearn. And I want to talk about the 4 areas that to me I find like if you these parts, healing is not just something physical. You will never fully experience a blessed life. You will never fully experience a joyful life. You will never fully experience life energy keep her alive every single day. Like Ugasi experience, if you don't deal with these 4 areas in your life, I promise you gotta fix your life together. You cannot just say I'm going to take a pill and solve matata. That's the reason why the world is in chaos today. The world is in chaos because the microwave solutions the fact that Arnyago Diralenet is creating chaos in our lives because Arohonoya to the root of the problem and pull it out. So I don't want to be one of those people who just say, no, let's just give you this and life. No, I say, let's look at all the areas. Let's look at all the things that make up you and see how you are doing and start working on them. All right. Because that to me would be me giving you ultimate healing. Okay, it's not just me saying, take my juice is going to do the amazing thing. Yes, my juice will do an amazing thing, but it's not going to fix your thoughts. It's not going to fix your thoughts. It'll fix your brain. It'll remove the mucus. It'll bring oxygen to your brain. It'll bring a lot of minerals to your brain. It'll bring iron to your brain, but it's not going to fix your thoughts. You're in control of your thoughts. So I say, number 1, to heal, you must unlearn. What must you learn? First of all, you must unlearn the negative thinking patterns that you've picked up your whole life. All right? You must unlearn the negative thinking patterns developing your whole life. Many of us we are constantly regretting something that has happened in our past, because society ya rena le kgale re prepare gore re kgone ba le life is successful le kgale. Okay, this education system it on another path. Re see the people that we want to be. There are things that in the home from our mothers and our fathers. Maybe we're neglected. Some parents were not there. Our fathers were not there. They died at a young age. Or maybe your mother was abusive because mama and she's a strong black woman. She was not able to give you love, and you have this pain inside of you, or this void that you feel like you never received love, or you never cared for enough. Things happened to you. People lied. People cheated on you. People told you or they will be there for you and they never came through. Life broke you. Like your brothers and sisters, they hurt you. Things happened to you, man. You were beaten down. They hurt you. Things have happened to you. As a result, today you're 25, you're 30, you're 40. You're carrying these thoughts that are always worrying you. You're always asking yourself, if my mother would have been there, if my brother would have done this, if my history, if my teacher. So many things today o happy within your own mind. And that is creating a lot of stress for you. You see, that is a problem all by itself. It is creating dis-ease. Remember, I broke it down in the other video. Dis-ease is not just something physical. It is the fact that you're not comfortable. You may be that you're not comfortable in your own thoughts. And when you're not comfortable in your own thoughts, what type of world are you creating, my friend? What type of environment are you creating? If you're not in a state of ease, it means you're bringing dis-ease to the world. It means you're bringing this uncomfortable. It means you're taking this inflammation, this pain that you're feeling and giving it to the world, because you can only give what you are. You cannot give anything else. What you are is what you give the world. So if you're not in a state of ease inside of your mind, then you are bringing chaos to your world. Your world is nothing but a reflection of the way you gotta understand that your world is created by your thoughts. So if you have regrets of the past, if you have things you are holding on to, they are creating toxicity firstly in your mind. But not only that, though, those thoughts are then creating feelings, emotions inside of your body that keep you feeling that way the whole day. That means now your body is also feeling the effects of what you're thinking. So the pain when you were a kid are paining you today in your body. What Eckhart Tolle calls pain body. You see? So we really have to let go. We really have to learn to let go of the things that have hurt us in our past. The first thing we have to do is unlearn these negative thoughts that we have picked up from our past. I'm saying it as light as I am, but not injure a very long time to get to a point in my life where I was finally in control of my mind again. Because even I didn't just wake up enlightened. I didn't just wake up and suddenly the whole world makes sense. I went through some stuff that broke me. This is why I wrote it all in my book. All right. I'm going to be publishing my book this year. It's going to be called Pain into Purpose, because I'm trying to talk about what happened that taught me to take away all the pain that was in my mind and in my body and in my life, and then transfer it and renew it and turn it into something beautiful. And so I can help other people heal now. I can show other people the process of healing. But I say firstly, we got to take control of the mind, right? So if it's not the past, it's the future. If you're not worrying about something that happened in your past, if you're not holding on to pains of the past, then when you were younger, it's anxiety over the future. You are unsure whether future. And when you are anxious, when you're not sure whether things are going to work out, when life is looking a bit like the way when you are at a job and you are, or maybe you are looking for a job and things are not happening the way you want them to, or you're not having enough money and the responsibility and you're so anxious, you're not sure whether things are going to work out well in the future. That too can take up so much space in your head, cause it stress. Alright, now stress is when you're constantly thinking negatively about your future and you're just worrying and you're just feeling these emotions all day long, where you feel like life is just one painful experience, so you really have to take control of what you're thinking about the future, and the best way to do that, right? And this is why I love this whole holistic health thing. I mean, for now, holistic health is the only thing that makes sense. Like, you can't just take a pill and expect life to work out well in your favor. No. You gotta understand that when we talk holistic health, we're talking about fixing every area of your life. When you want to take control of your future, right, you've got to take control of what's going into your mind. Which is now, from now on, you have got to start saying, how do I make sure I stop worrying about my future? How do I make sure that I stay taking? And the only way to do that is if you focus in on the areas of your life that you're constantly worried about. So if it's finances, you have to sit down and say, how do I fix my finances? Like, ke kolota mang eng? How much money do I need to make? Like, you have to sit down by yourself and really plan your life, because if you don't, unfortunately, there's a saying that says that man is strengthened when he realizes the helping hand he's looking for is right at the end of his own arm. Like, once you realize somebody else solve, then you need to realize you have to gather in the strength, the courage about my future. What am I so concerned about? And you need to write it down. Then you need to think about all the things that you need to start doing to make sure this future direction. So you can start planning, how do I pay back these people who are called down? How do I start making more money? What do I need to buy and resell? What industry? Like, you need to realize what life your control, responsibility life. It's not just going to change by some prayer. Yes, you can pray, but pray and do something, right? The thing is, your life really needs you to take control of it. So once we take control of the mind, which means now we are putting in information that gives you faith, putting in information that gives you motivation, putting in information that gives you solutions to start solving your anxiety and your history and your pains and all the things in your past. When we start cleansing all of those thoughts, and we start forgiving, and we start letting go, and we start planning the future, and we start doing the small little things every single day to fix this anxiety about all these areas. Once we start doing that, you start feeling good about your life. Like, for now, I'll give you an example, right? Me, when I first started changing, when I first started finding myself, Transnet. That's why I care about this thing so much, because Transnet for now is a great reminder of the fact that I was going through major pain, major depression, major frustration. I was a young man, because the education system really didn't help me personally. I studied engineering, I don't know why, because somebody I find myself finally in Transnet. But now guess what? I'm depressed. Me and my brother have been fighting from the time and now I have this major anger issue. My father passed away when I was a kid. I had this victim mentality. I was going through the most. I was not getting a job, and the job that I finally got was not necessarily something that I wanted. I was just a depressed young man, and I was going through major mental and emotional pain, and my life was just not the way I wanted it to be. For myself when I was a kid, but when I was 25 or 24, I finally found myself in a situation where my life was completely compromised. And I was in pain. I was in mental pain, emotional pain, physical pain. My life was just a living hell. So when I started the process, I started by reading books like The Secret. The Secret made me realize I was more in control of my mind than I thought I was. There was some entity that was in control of my life and my decisions and my God is the only one who is in control of my life, and I was not. And I didn't know that my thoughts were creating my reality. and I didn't realize what I was creating my pain, and I didn't realize that I was responsible for how my life was. I didn't realize all of those things, so I was a victim to life. I was in pain mentally, emotionally, physically. I felt like I felt like my life was just hell, man. I was in pain. Right? But there was a point in my life when I was a kid. I was smart, I was intelligent, I was amazing, I was doing great things. I knew myself, I knew what I was capable of, but I had forgotten who I was. Life had beaten me up. Like I was broken. So when I first got to Transnet and life was painful, I had to learn how to unlearn what I had been thinking and feeling about myself all along for almost 8 years of my life. Almost 8 years of my life. I had to now unlearn I had to learn how to forgive myself. Firstly, for saying Tuneng or Molo, you didn't know any better. When you were younger, the reason no so much is because you also did not know any better. If you knew better, you would have done better. All right, so forgive yourself for also engaging in that whole fight. Forgive yourself for creating a toxic environment between you and your brother. Luena, it's not like your brother is the only person who contributed to the situation. Luena Tuneng, you did something about the situation. You contributed. And I said, I forgive myself for not knowing any better. And I started forgiving myself. And then I started learning how to forgive my brother. That was the most hard thing to do, because I felt like he was the reason why life the wailing and I felt like he pained me so much, and the secret taught me to start taking control of my mind, because it said to me that if I don't take control of my mind, my life will continue to be the way that it was. And you know what? I said, okay, cool, I will start taking control of the way I think. And I started reading books like The Secret. I started watching motivational tapes. I started changing the information that was going into my head. And that allowed me. And the good thing was I started isolating myself from my friends. I started isolating myself from the things that used to keep me being the same person. And I started evolving. And I started moving away from the environment, the people that I grew up with. And okay, Lolo, I'm happy to hear that I'm talking to you, my dear. Thank you for being part of the discussion. What's up, Timelo? Well, I hope I'm giving you the nuggets here. But, you know, I started unlearning, and eventually, after like a year or 2 or 3 years of practicing, of designing this new me, I started becoming a little bit better, and my mind started producing the results that I wanted, you know. And then from then on, I realized the emotional connections, like my thoughts. When I was starting to learn how to change my mind, I realized it's hard for me to completely access my whole brain, because the whole idea of healing the mind is understanding what you are thinking thoughts all day long. You are thinking, and you need to realize that your brain is a thinking and creating machine. So you want to make sure you are in control of what you're thinking about all day long, because if you're not, it means you create a bophelo jo sa bonyakeng. And the reason bophelo jo bo the way o boleng ka gona today, if our happy ka jona, is simply because of the way o naganang ka gona. And until you take responsibility for that, you will think there's something else outside of you, just like I did, just control when it's not a fact. The fact is, you just need to take more control of your mind, and to take more control of your mind means you need to be conscious of what you're thinking about all day long. So if you have emotions that are still holding you back, realize that those emotions are taking in mental space, and if they're taking mental space, it means they are keeping you from thinking about your life the way it means some things you're going to continue to create the same experiences in your life. So you really have to learn to let go of the emotions as well. And one of the areas for me was that I had to now take over the next part of your life, which I would advise you to take control of, which is your emotions. You gotta unlearn the negative emotions that are addicted, that are connected to the thoughts that you might have been thinking for 8 years or 10 years or 20 years of your life. Okay? So you might be a victim. You might be angry. You might be feeling bitter. You might be feeling guilty. Whatever. Once you start letting go of those thoughts, you gotta understand that there's feelings attached to those thoughts that you need to let go of as well. So that's the forgiveness part. Forgiving yourself, forgiving anyone who lo sala kusha bohloko no jo salo munyane, forgiving your school teacher kana go tshela go botsa whatever go botsitseng yona, your friends batho ba go kushitse mohloko phelo jwa ka mka ga bona, your cousins, your relatives, like anyone else kushitse, you gotta let go of all of that now, because those emotions all by themselves are keeping you in a mental state of thinking negatively, and that means o tlo te kusha bohloko for a long time. So forgiveness, indeed, as Tony Robbins say, is not for the next person, it's for you. You have to learn to forgive. And that's why most people feel like they are justified to hold on to emotions, justified to hold on to somebody else. Yes, maybe you are justified. Yes, God need those people deserve for you not to forgive them. But the problem is those emotions. You see, that's the problem. You are the one that's holding on to the feelings. You are the one that's angry. You are the one that's feeling. Now let me tell you what used to happen. Now my brother didn't even have to be around. As soon as something inside of me would start moving. Anger would start moving inside of me. These emotions would start building up inside of me. I felt like, man, that's so unhealthy. Like this guy on a little room inside of my life, and it's negative. I am feeling like he's in control of me, and it's keeping me feeling like you know what I'm saying? So I had to realize, no, the way he feels is toxic to me. I must forgive this man. It's hard. Yes, it's hard. Because yes, for many years, I felt like and he did these things. Yes, and maybe some of them I created them in my own mind, but most of them But because of that, I must forgive him, because if I don't, he is taking too much space in my life, and I am not able to take control of my emotions and my thoughts. That means he owns me. That means he's taking control of me, and I couldn't do that. I wanted freedom from the things and the people because I wanted to create my life. I felt like I had lost enough time already. I felt like this whole thing, somewhere along the way, my program got disturbed, and I don't have time to waste no more, man. I have a life to create. I got things. Yeah, so I told myself that I would need to work on myself and let go of these emotions that I'm addicted to, right? So I started learning how to forgive. I started to unlearn these emotional attachments. I started to unlearn. And then just like that, I was able to free myself. So it might be a process for you. But at some point, if you want to have life the way we and if you really want to have blissfulness inside of you, if you want to enjoy being you, if you want blessings, if you want peace, if you want joy, if you want happiness, if you want joy, if you want excitement, you got to understand that you're going to have to do that for you. All right? Then the next part you're going to take control of, the next thing is you're going to have to unlearn is things of the physical body. So I spoke about unlearning things that are in your mind, right? Unlearning the negative thinking patterns. Then you're going to have to unlearn the negative emotional patterns that are connected to those thoughts, right? Then the third thing you're going to have to unlearn. Let me tell you something. I love you. Najo, I love myself. All right, let me say that first. And the reason I love myself is because I understand that we are one consciousness. That Naloena, you just have a different name, but behind that name, behind your awareness is the same consciousness. The same life that's in me is in you. So when I say I love myself, really I mean I love you, because you and I are the same thing. We are one, right? The Lord is one, right? There is no two gods. There's only one God. So we are one God. When you say I am is the only one thing. So we are one thing. So let me say this. I love you, right? I love you so much. I love you so much that I will tell you the things that you don't want to hear because they are good for you. You feel me? I love you so much that I will tell you the things you don't want to hear because I love you. All right? I love you. So let me say this. The physical body is the next area you're going to have to unlearn the things that you might be attached to that are off the physical body. Let me tell you, your physical body is addicted to the feelings and the thoughts and the food that are negative and slowing you down and keeping you sick and keeping you in a low vibrational frequency and keeping you in a low energy of always feeling fatigued and tired and not having enough energy and not having. So your body is addicted to negative feelings, thoughts, and food. And this is where most people want to fight with me because they don't want me to tell them the truth. you need to realize that life is both negative and positive. Life is both negative and positive. You have negative thoughts that keep you thinking negatively and creating a negative life, a painful life, a stressful life, a life that you don't want to live. Then you have positive thoughts that keep you living good and feeling good and doing good and creating the life that you want. Then you also have food that is keeping you sick, tired, lethargic, unmotivated, undriven, just flat out, just making you sick. There's food like that. Unfortunately, that's the food that most of us the way the way so we have a serious problem as a society, a huge one, because problem society is rooted the wrong things from the time. Today you and I are not suffering because we love the junk. We are suffering because we had never had the choice to decide whether we're gonna eat the junk or not. Nobody give us a choice. Today, because that's what you've been given from the time of Munyani. Nobody asked you to review, nobody asked you to learn, nobody taught you nothing, nobody set you down, nobody said to you, this is acid, this alkaline, nothing. They just started feeding you the stuff from the time of Munyani. So today, you are addicted to the wrong eating habits because your society or your community or your mother or your father or your relationships at home or your community has been eating the same stuff you're eating, and you are starting to have major health problems because of that. And that's what we are suffering from today. You see, society is conditioned. Society is programmed. There are people who have, for many years, for 50, 60, 80 years, but they're busy by the programmer to eat the wrong things. Now today, we have been like, after 60 years, everybody has been eating wrong. You see, everybody has been eating wrong. Re nama, re maswadi pofolo, adi khomu, re jadi cheese, maswadi pofolo, re no dilo tsa ba di chemical 1001, are tipu chorna rnoang, di cancer shidi with the diabetes, the high blood pressure na le malwetse a no fela. And are tsebor na why? Because re nagana re go normal go ja the way re jang ka gona. Le bile ge re ba ja re nagana re mohlomong ke the way re jang ka gona re no ipotsa re mohlomong ke na kwa go re ba ja. No accept it's okay to get sick these days. It's normal to be sick. Hey, we have flu. Hey, you have diabetes. But after aging years so, or tomobile malwetse so. But after aging year, can I go check a prostate cancer? You know what I'm saying? Like it's okay now. Let's just all get sick. It's all normal. Let's all continue eating the gluten. Let's continue drinking Coca-Cola. We buy Coca-Cola. Celebrate Coca-Cola. Nobody is thinking about fresh fruits and next vegetables and everybody the fast food, get the junk food, get the McDonald's. Like I have another sense of reality of what food is. We are so deep down the rabbit hole. It is scary, my family. So I don't know, man. Now it really scares me, because then get over to na why rangar ken nagelwan as if na go right molana me le yona go kwisha mohlo right get over to go no masu ya khomu ke maswi a di khomu a di retswe di khomu ke yona e sentse inwe maswi ya khomu batho abanyo maswi a di khomu na wila bana batho ba eno maswi ya phofolo ya ba normal ntona wa tla re monna ba re molomara ke gale re eno maswi ya khomu o ra go remma kare okay ga o eno maswi ya khomu a dira go robele cancer na o tlo a tlogela na mothatlalo le nna es donna ke nna ke dirile gore maswi a be jwale. No, I'm just making you aware gore tseba gore maswi ya khomu a diretswe di khomu e se go batho. And kona dirang gore be le prostate cancer, kona dirang gore le basadi ba tla ba le breast cancer, ke yona dirang gore basadi ba le cysts, le di fibroids, ke yona dirang gore le be di cancer of the prostate, ke yona dirang gore tle re ba jwa ke malwetse, ke yona dirang gore re berege bana ba ileng gore ba jo bana ba rena ba jo from a young age. Ngwana sentsa ya spetle, ngwana sentsa ya ba le malwetse sentse bo monyane o phela di rash, di eczema. Come in. Right? So renale matata manchi because our body is addicted to the wrong things, my people. Our bodies are addicted to the wrong things. So we need to teach ourselves to let go of the things that could potentially or are making us sick. And let me tell you, it is hard, me bra. What's about why I tata? Because society is accepted the junk. The junk is the norm. You see? How is you healthy today? You are the odd guy. How is you healthy today? You are the guy who was in normal. How you got the fruits and vegetables? You are the one who is not normal. Because you're supposed to eat McDonald's. You're supposed to eat the burgers and the chips. Like, normal today, it's like you need to realize that society is being society has been conditioned to think backwards. We're no longer enlightenment has been taken away from us, a sense of awareness. Like, that ability to think critically is what I'm doing good for me. We have since lost that because we have become sheep. You see? Sheep follow other sheep because di nkuri no shana mrao ka baka la hore tse ding shetse tse ding mrao nkushi dia bua na re akae ka moka re akua. I'm saying that's what's happening to us. I'm saying that's what is happening to us today. We've become sheep. Arisa butisha or now why reach the way reach ankawa. Why are you not legit? Why repair the way? No. We've accepted the way repair as though it's normal. So I say we need to unlearn the things that are making us sick because at some point, sooner or later, what you're eating, we are playing Russian roulette with a loaded gun. Sooner or later, my bro, you're gonna have cancer. Sissy. I promise you. Sooner or later, that meat is going to get to you. Sooner or later, that milk is going to get to you. That gluten. Sooner or later, high blood pressure. Sooner or later, sooner or later, it's going to get to you. Because let me tell you, the wrong things, the law of the universe is not going to get to you. It will. It got to me, bro. And let me tell you, it got to me at a time where I was exercising. Right? I was on my personal development. I stopped drinking. I stopped partying. I stopped doing all those things now. Everything I was doing according to now was working towards my greater success. I was on my path. I was on my journey. I was disciplining myself. Making sure I'm doing all the right things. But even though I was running every single day, even though I was doing yoga, even though I'm doing the meditation, even though I'm reading the books, even though I'm listening to the positive motivational stuff, even though every single day I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do to make sure I keep it sharp, the fact that I did not know how to take care of my physical body meant that one day I would find myself and sick and boom, diabetes came. It just sooner or later it came to me. It hit me. Diabetes. I did not. That's why that's why I started to exercise. That's why I started to talk. That's because I said to myself, I want to live good. I want to live healthy. I want to live life that can be fulfilling, that can get me to where I'm trying to get. So anything that can slow me down, anything that can stop me from getting to my path, to my journey, I remove it. So I removed the friends, I removed the alcohol, I removed the party, I removed the TV, I removed anything and everything that I felt like was slowing me down, and I started working on my grind. I started exercising, doing things that I had never been done before. Like get to committee or get to succeed, but 3 or 4 years later on the grind, exercising, working hard, do all of those things, you know what happened? I still got diabetes. Kinchigili busy kikitima every day. Trust me when I say that kikitima every single day. Doesn't matter. I would wake up at 4 a.m. do yoga. I would wake up, do some freaking Taibo. Like committed to making sure my physical body is in peak condition. But even under those conditions, I still got diabetes. Alright? Yeah, Kevin Williams, try to stick to English, but I'm also talking to some of my people from the village. It's very difficult for me to just consider people that are outside of my village while I leave out the people in my village, because I gotta reach to them too. Alright, so stick with me, brother. I mix up here and there, but the general point is understood. I think I make the point whether in English or Kaspedi, the general point is understood, right? So as long as we eat the way we eat, as long as we continue eating the things that we are eating, understand that sooner or later this Russian roulette that we're playing with, this loaded gun, will get to you. That's just the sad part, you see. Don't think it will not happen to you. The people who got cancer thought cancer somebody else. Somebody else will be the one who's going to be catching that stuff. They didn't think they would be the one catching off that stuff. They didn't think they would be the one with prostate cancer. They didn't think they would be the one sick in hospital. They didn't think they would be the one. Don't be naive. Don't think it won't happen to you. Don't think If you just continue eating the junk, if you continue eating the processed food and the food that's packaged with all the preservatives and the emulsifiers and the MSG and the TBHQ, you don't think that all of those things on the side, on the label, the preservatives and the flavorants and the color, don't think that those things will not get to a point where you finally catch up to you. That is why today, Basadi bleed for more than 7 days or for more than 4 days or for 7 days. That is abnormal. That's why in a little menopause later on in life is because your body has been taking so much toll. You've been bleeding for how long now? Come on. You think that's normal? That's not normal. That comes because your body is abnormal. That's why you guys are so moody. That's why you have so many moods. You're always changing all the time. You can't keep up. That's why you're gaining weight. Right? Your hormones are imbalanced. That estrogen in the meat, it's messing you up. I'm just telling you the facts. If you don't like it, that's the facts. I can't do anything. That's the fact. You got to deal with the truth because that's what I do. I give out truth. If you can't take the truth, my bad. Right? But you got to understand that this stuff is going to get to you. So if you want to have a healthy life and if you want to take care of your children, and what breaks my heart even the most is that if you won't get off the junk, if you want to continue eating the junk, give the kids a chance. Your kids at home, teach them. But you won't teach them because you know why? It will be difficult for you to say do that when you're doing the opposite. You won't teach your kids how to eat healthy because you want to eat unhealthy food. Because your kids will say, but mama, you are saying we must eat healthy and here you are when you're eating unhealthy food. How do you expect that to work? You see, your kids will question you and you'll fight with your kids. So I say that you need to let go of this stuff for the sake of you and your children. And for women who are going to get pregnant, understand that you are raising your children in a state of acidosis. That your kids are growing inside of your womb with so much acid inside of you. With so many toxins that come from the processed food. That, like, how can a baby do you expect to give birth to if you're eating the junk? Come on, fam. Come on, fam. What are we trying to achieve as a people? What quality of children do we want to raise? Huh? What do we want to do what do we want to achieve as a people? Do we really love ourselves? And now I really want to say this to you, because I love you. If you say you love another person, you got to watch how you love yourself. And if how you eat is not a reflection of somebody who loves themselves, then don't go out. You love them before you learn how to love yourself. And I know that's hard for you to hear, okay? It's hard for you to hear because we're too scared to hear the truth. But the fact is, I'm going to say this again. If the way Ujankagona is not a reflection of somebody who loves themselves, by that I mean, if the food that you put inside of you do not promote health, if the food that you put in your mouth are making you sick, don't go around telling another person that you love them until you learn how to love yourself. Until you stop doing the things that are making you sick. Until you stop eating the food, I can't even call it food. Until you stop eating the junk that is making you sick and messing up your hormones and messing up your brain and messing up your emotions, you cannot go around telling another person that you love them. And this is very hard for me to say. It's really hard. It's breaking my heart when I say this. I feel like my heart is like, because I feel it. Because you know why? I get it. I get it. When I say I love myself, I mean, I don't hurt myself with my thoughts. I don't hurt myself with my emotions. And I don't hurt myself with the things I do. You feel me? When I say I love myself, it means I bring blissfulness inside of my heart. It means I do the things that are good for me. And then I'm able to take that is good for me and give it to the world. I'm able to take love and joy and all the things that are created inside of me and give that to the world. Because there's nothing inside of me that is making me sick that I can bring out. Because you can only give to the world what you are. You can only share what you have. So if you don't have love because you're eating death, because you're eating things that are making you sick, because you're eating things that are keeping you inflamed, if you're not doing that, then you are hurting yourself. And you will not be in a position to love another person. Because how can you love another person when you are in a state of pain? How are you gonna think about it now? How are you not gonna be in a state of ego? How are you not gonna let your ego control you if you are in a state of pain? You're gonna wanna hurt the next person. That's why our relationships are so dysfunctional, because we are in a state of pain ourselves. And so we don't know how to give love. We think we love one another, but all we're doing is hurting each other. And we're hurting each other because we are not doing the things that are bringing love into our minds, into our emotions, and into our body. So how can we give the world love if we're not eating love, if we're not drinking love, if we're not listening to love, if we're not around love, if we're not letting love become the way that we live? We cannot. So the only way we will be able to create the world that we want, if the only way we will be able to create a universe, the experience a life that is blissful within you and outside of you, the only way you can be able to do all of that, to create a world like that, is if you decide that you are going to stop doing the things that are making you sick. That means letting go of the meat, letting go of the dairy, letting go of the junk food, letting go of the processed food. You are going to unlearn. You are going to unlearn all the negative programming that society has given you from the time you were a baby. You were never given a choice, but you are older today. You are wiser. You can do the research. You can see around you. You can see batho ba swara ke cancer, batho ba swara ke diabetes, ba swara ke malwetse, the high blood pressure. It's happening everywhere. We can see it. Now, if we really, really love ourselves, it's time for us to decide to let go of those things. It's time for us to say, you know what? No more. I will not put any more meat inside of my body anymore. No animal has to die. Death will not enter my mouth anymore. No animal has to die for me to eat, because I don't even have to eat the animals anyway, because when we eat those animals in return eat us. They give us cancer. The animals were not meant to be eaten. I believe that when the scripture says that thou shalt not kill, it meant anything that has a mouth and a mother. Alright? Thou shalt not kill means do not kill anything that is alive, that has life in it. Right? When you eat plants, you don't kill. You are only transferring energy. When you kill, it dies. You can see it dies. It rots. And you're taking something that is rotting and you're putting inside of you. And it's going to cause you inflammation. So how can you be in a state of ease when you have inflammation because of that meat? Yes, I'm saying to you, it's time to think about letting go. I don't even preach. I believe that it is time to think about letting go of the things that are making us sick. All right, fam? It's time. And so once you unlearn the things, I healed myself mentally. I then moved to healing myself emotionally. And then once I started going vegan, once I discovered that I had diabetes and I started changing my diet and I let go of the meat and I went into my fridge, ka dustbin, ka gara fridge gape ka go di danone tshela di cheese tshela ka di lahlela ka dustbin, ka raka yaka ka ntsha di tin food tshela le di package food tshela ka di ntsha ka mo ka tsona ka lahlela ka dustbin yaka ka re mo gonna ka re that is the last time I will ever be the one who makes me sick. I will not make myself sick again, because when I let somebody who long or o dira chelete from me being sick, when I dira somebody who dira chelete from me buying stuff that is making me sick, so I am losing. I'm losing my health and I'm losing my money, because in the end I don't gain anything back that is good for me. My money doesn't bring me health. My money is bringing me disease. So therefore I need to be wise about how I'm spending my money. So once I was able to let go of the things that are making me sick, and I started eating a plant-based diet, I go over to something now. I was not born vegan. I went vegan in 2016 because I realized that I love myself and I was hurting myself and I was making myself sick, and that it's not somebody else on Pajushan. Every single time ke apea, every single time ke tsana ka ra shop ke reka dilo, every single time ke reka something sa go nwa, I am making myself sick. I said to myself, I will stop making myself sick. I will not continue to make myself sick no more. That is the last time I make myself sick. I am going to make myself healthy from now on. I made the decision to be healthy and I let go of the things that are making me sick. I threw away the meat, I threw away the dairy. It was hard making the decision, but I said if I want to live a healthy life, if I want to get to where I'm going, if I want to produce the results that I want to produce, if I want to be a healthy man. And let me talk to the men for a second, because one of the things that were happening to me was low libido. One of the things that were happening to me was low libido during that time. And let me tell you something, bro. We associate manhood with eating meat. But the more meat you eat, the more wijanama, the more it clogs up your arteries, the more weight you gain, it lays heavy on your prostate. Now there's interference in your bloodstream. You're not able to get a good erection. Now, boom, there's your problem. Actually, the more meat you eat, the more it takes away your manhood. That's the opposite, my friend. Marketing has got you by the neck. Too much. No. That's not a fact. The less meat you eat, the more potent you get as a man. The more erect you are. Alright? You need to realize that this thing is about blood flow and oxygen flow. And if you get too much fat, that stuff is entering your bloodstream. Eat blood flow and oxygen flow. What do you expect? There's no electricity moving in there, bro. How do you expect it to be ignited? So that's where part of your problem is coming through. That's why men's clinic is busy today. So trust me, the things you've been told, they're actually the opposite. They told you that milk has calcium. That's a lie, my homie. Trust me. Check out the facts. Do the research. Talk to me. I can show you. It's a fact. There is no calcium in milk, but calcium comes from plants, my homie. So they're telling you to eat animals because it has calcium. It will give you strong bones. In fact, the more milk you drink, the less strong your bones get, because milk is highly acidic, right? So your body draws the minerals out of your body to come and neutralize the acidity. All right? So you need to realize that what you've been told about food and nutrition and diet is a lie. Our society has been lying to us from the time of Salababa Nyan. It's time for us to get on this truth. It's time for us to accept the truth. It's time for us to become adult. It's time for us to recognize the truth. It's time for us to live the truth. It's time for us to love ourselves enough to let go of the things that are making us sick. It's time for us to make a decision for the first time. It's time for you to make a decision for the first time for yourself and for your children and for your future. Right? So it's time for you to unlearn the negative food patterns that you have picked up from your society, because society from the time of Solomon. Right? So if you're able to heal yourself mentally and you're able to unlearn the patterns that you've picked up emotionally, and you're thinking and you're feeling emotionally, and now you're eating a clean diet, you have more energy, you have clarity of thought, things are going your way, and you're feeling good, you have health in your body. I'm sorry about that. And you are starting to feel good, and then life is happening the way you want it to, and now things are moving well. The next thing that's left, really, let me tell you what's gonna happen, man. Once your mind is right and your emotions are right and you're physically feeling good, the next thing that's left, baby, is that you are going to have such beautiful energy, and that energy is going to you're going to be able to give love to the universe. You are going to be able to give joy to the universe. You're going to be able to give love to your family, to your relationships, to your work. Just your energy, your essence, your aura. You will be in a place to be able to share that with the universe, because you have been cultivating within yourself the beautiful thoughts that align with the beautiful emotions that keep you feeling good. Now, everywhere you go, you're so light. You're so joyful. You're fun to be around. You're nice to be around. You're pleasant. You're light. I want to let you do inside your digestive system. Sometimes you know how you feel sluggish and you're not feeling energetic. You're not feeling like that's what happens when you eat food that is dead, that has no life, that is acidic, like pap and meat and bread and flour, and all of those things keep you in a low vibrational frequency. You won't be able to create the life that you want when you eat that stuff a lot. So you gotta learn. When you unlearn the negative food, the negative thinking, the negative emotions, now finally, let me tell you, man, you become such a pleasant person, man. Now suddenly life is beautiful. You enjoy being you love being you love spending time by yourself, you love doing the meditation, you love exercising, you love eating healthy. Now you're slowly becoming the person that you want. And just like that, you will create, you will have happiness. You have healed your life. You have healed your energy. You have healed yourself. You can have joy. You can have blissfulness inside of you, outside of you. Your experience of life can just be the most beautiful thing ever. And I feel like that's where I am. I have abundance to give. I have joy to give. I got love to give. I got happiness to give. I've let go of my anger. I've let go of all of those things that were keeping me back. No negative emotions stuck inside of me no more. I'm not fearful or worryful about my future. I'm taking control every single day. I have my daily goals. I'm waking every single day on the things that I'm supposed to do. I've let go of the people and the things and the TV and the things that were wasting my time. And now I have love to give. I have joy to give. I'm in a good place, right? And that's because I have learned to unlearn the things that have hurt me, the things that were wrong. Society are conditioned. Society are rooted the wrong things. So we have got to learn to program ourselves for the first time. Program your mind, program your emotions, program your food, your eating habits, and then the energy that you give into your universe, your job, the life, like then you start creating the life that you want. Man, I feel like I've shared enough. My heart is so full. You have no idea. I have so much in my heart. I got so much love. I got so much joy. I got so much happiness to give. I got so much healing. I got so much knowledge and advice to give, man. I feel so good. I just want to help somebody else get to where I am. So if your life is not the way you want it to be, I can mentor you. I can teach you. I can give you books. I can give you advice. Let's fix all of you. Let's not just focus on the healing of the physical body. Let's fix the mind. Let's fix the body. And let's fix what you're doing with your life, because I know your job is also keeping you in a place where you're angry or frustrated or unhappy. It's not giving the type of money that you want. You are anxious, you're worried, you want to take care of your family, you want to bless them, you want to love your family, you want to take them on vacation, you want to give them stuff, you want to do stuff for people, you want to do stuff. You are good, you have goodness to give the world. I want to help you, I want to work with you, I want your energy to be so beautiful, I want you to have abundance, I want you to be in a place where the world is gaining from you and you have so much to give and the world is getting better because you made the decision that you're going to work on yourself. I want you to be an inspiration. I want you to be the person that the next person looks up to. I want you to be the one in your family that everybody says we are blessed to have you, because you took responsibility over your mind, your emotions, your physical body, and you started aligning everything with your purpose. Right? And then you started creating the life that you want. Family, I got customers that are calling me, people that want to see me. I got relationships to build. Man, I got time, I got love, I got everything to give. I shared enough, and I feel like I'm really grateful for you guys hanging out with me. And I will respond to your messages, those of you that I couldn't respond during this live. And let's just keep the conversation going, man. It's time for us to heal, because we have communities to build as Watwaban. So come on, as black people, we really need to rebuild ourselves. The community it hurts me so much. When I was a kid, I was still there. I'm inspired to do something positive for my community. I'm saying as Watwaban, so it's time for us to remember our responsibilities in our own communities and go back to our communities. Let us take these skills, this knowledge that we get from this world of the Caesar, this matrix. Let's take the knowledge, let's go back into our communities. Let's start doing positive things in our communities. Let's get the kids off the junk. Let's go into community projects. Let's get kids to grow food in every community, in every school. Let's make sure we start buying that produce from those kids. Let's make sure we start making sure that money is generated in our communities, that we don't have to leave our communities to make a difference. Let's make sure that we start being the people that the kids see as an option to be like. Let's start showing the kids that there's another way of living, so they can aspire to be like the people who are making a difference. Let's just be those people. Let's push ourselves to become better. Let's do that for the sake of ourselves and the next generation. We are challenged to become better people, to do better, to create a world that we are happy about. They are going to be in a great world. So I want to inspire as many people as possible so they can help me create this world. And I can know what me and those people, we are creating a world that is great for our children. Family, I love you. Truly appreciate your time. If you didn't catch this live, catch it after. I got people that are waiting for me. I got to see you all later, okay? Cheers.